Hello everybody. This week I want you to do a product comparison where you compare two similar products and we're going to be using Access FM to help us with this. So we're going to compare the aesthetics, so how they look, the customer, so which one is each product made for. Maybe it could be slightly different as different products are aimed at slightly different target markets. The costs, these can obviously vary a lot between different products. The environment. Now, there's two different things you can consider for this word. Where it's going to be used, the environment it's used in, and any environmental issues for those products. The size, the safety of the product, function. So this is a good one to compare. Which one does its function best and why? And I really want you to go into detail. You can try using the products. Obviously, it depends on what product you're using, but this is a really important one to compare. And finally, materials. So which materials do they use and which ones are best? So I want you to include as much as you can for each of those points. I want you to consider which is the better product and why, basically. I'm going to quickly show you a product comparison which I've done on a video of two computer mice. Just to give you some ideas of the things you're going to be looking for to compare. But I want you to write this all out as a written document. You could just write the Access FM letters like on the screen here with notes next to each one for either product and then come to a conclusion at the bottom. I think that's a good way to do it. Let's look around your house for two products you've got which are very similar and make a comparison of them. Okay. I'm going to do a product comparison of these two computer mice. Now, I'm going to go and use the list of Access FM words to help me. So the first one, aesthetics, I'm going to talk about how they look. Now, I think the one with the red and black looks a bit more interesting because it's two colours. It's also a bit curvier, so it's a bit more interesting. This one here is a bit more plain. It's just one colour, although it has got the logo written on the top. Also, this one has got the buttons are actually moulded into the same piece of plastic as the top. It's all one piece. Whereas this one, the buttons are separate. So maybe you prefer this one, sort of moving into function really, how it works. But this one may be better because it's got less little grooves to get dirt stuck in than this one. Okay, so there's a few different things to think about there. The customer who they're made for. I think this one was just made a bit. I think this one's just a bit older. This one's got the ball underneath, whereas this one uses the laser. I think this one's probably a bit more portable because it's got you keep the USB part in here that you need to connect to your computer, so you can easily put that away. It's very small and portable, so maybe this is someone that uses a laptop. This one could be for a desktop computer because it's got the cable. It doesn't really need to be any more portable like this one, so I guess the customer desktop computer user and a portable laptop user maybe. Cost, I'm not really sure the cost of these, but I imagine this Dell one here is going to be quite a lot cheaper because it's got less technology in it. This one's obviously got the laser, this one actually takes a battery, and you've got the two parts, the USB part that goes into the computer as well, so I think this one's going to be more expensive. I'm not sure. Environmental issues. Obviously these are made out of plastic, so that comes from oil, which is a non-renewable source. This one uses a battery, so we have to think about, is it recyclable, or how do you dispose of that battery? Is it a rechargeable battery, or is it one you just throw away and buy a new one? So those are environmental issues to compare with these two. This one isn't going to be using any batteries because it just plugs in. So maybe that one's better for the environment. The other part of environments is where are they used. So we've kind of said this one's probably going to be on a desktop computer, so at a desk. This one could really be used other places. I think with the laser ones, they're better for using on rougher surfaces than the ones with the ball. You've got to be on quite a flat, smooth surface with those. Size, now this one's just a little bit smaller. You could do a comparison of those. You could also think about the ergonomics, about maybe the size might suit your hand better. So this one may be a bit larger, so harder to move around, but it actually may fit your hand better than this one. So you can try them out, the ergonomics, see how they work, see which you prefer. I think I prefer the larger Dell one, me personally, but obviously it depends on how big your hands are. Safety, there's not really many safety issues. I mean, maybe this one's got a cord on it, so if a little kid played with it, they could have they could get entangled in the cord or something. This one's got a battery, so you have to think about the safety of that. Not too many safety issues with these products. Function, how well does it do what it does? We've touched on that a little bit already, haven't we, about how well it fits our hands. I find the ones with these balls underneath, they're not really that accurate and they're a bit clunky. They don't sound very good, where these ones are a lot smoother. Also inside here, if we open this, they can get gunk caught on that little wheel in there, which is how it works. So they're not always really very good. They get gunked up and have to be cleaned out. So they're not as good really as these laser ones. This one, of course, you have to always have a good charge up battery in it. This one's got an on and off button here. Put it on and off. But obviously if your battery runs out, then it's going to be not much use. Materials, they pretty much use the same materials, don't they? The same plastics used in both, but this one's got a cable as well. Okay, so we've compared the two. You can write down who you think the products would be designed for, who they would suit, those sort of things. So I really want you to try and do a really detailed comparison. Try and consider all of these words from Access FM and try and do as detailed a comparison as you can. It doesn't really matter what product you choose. It could really be anything. It's just whatever you've got two of at home. And I want you to do a comparison and write it out in full. I want you to come to some conclusions of which is the better product, which people it would suit, in what circumstances would it be better than the other one, what advantages and disadvantages of each product. Okay, and I look forward to seeing what you've done. Okay, thanks.